If you have high interest credit cards and you own a home with some equity, then pay attention. I think I've got something special for you. My name is Jason Eichmiller. I own Key Home Lending and What the HELOC. And through What the HELOC, we specialize in basically interest rate arbitrage. What the heck does interest rate arbitrage mean? It basically means take a rate that's disgustingly high and bring it right back to earth. So in this very short video, I'm going to explain where rates are, and I probably shouldn't even have to explain that because if you're on this video, you understand the rates are too high. But I'm going to explain, kind of show you what we do here at What the HELOC so that we can kind of, again, bring your interest rates lower to a more manageable position and save you some money so you can stick it back in your piggy bank. And then if I do a really good job for you, then you can always buy me a case of IPAs. Deal? Deal. All right, let's go. First of all, if you want to reach me, though, my contact info is flashing below. You can email me, jason@keyhomelending.com, or just visit www.whattheheloc.com. Put in your information, and we can find a time to chat. But let's go over real quick. We're going to go over the average credit card interest rate in America, and if this doesn't make you puke, well, it might not make you puke, but it'll probably make you want to puke. So you can see this is just from, well, it was updated on May 7th. It said the average credit card interest rate in America is 24.28, the highest since December, after a second straight monthly increase. So we're not getting. Oh, by the way, this is LendingTree. If you want to look at it, the website address is right up there, and then it has a breakdown of average APR for all sorts of different cards. But you can see the 0% balance transfer cards. Oh, minimum APR is only 18%. All these other ones a little higher. Low interest credit cards. Oh, here you go. The low interest credit cards are 13.46 on minimum, 21.9 maximum, average 17. So, that sounds disgusting, but what do you do about it besides complain? While you're here, I guess that's the first step, the first thing you can do about it. All right, so let me, I'll share our little, our no appraisal HELOCs with you. Here's what it does. First of all, it's a HELOC. I also have home equity loans. They're really at a high enough level. If you're using them to get rid of debt, HELOCs, home equity loans, they're pretty much all in the same. We get these funded extremely quickly. The quickest I get them done, I've had one funded from the first call, which ended up being an application. Sometimes it's first call, sometimes second call application. But from the first call to funding it, which means in English putting the money in your pocket and allowing you to pay off the credit cards, about 6 days. So we get these done really, really fast. Can it take a little bit longer if the situation's a little bit more complex, if there's title issues? Sure, could take up to a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. But if it's a clean deal, meaning that you're on title, there's no funny stuff, your income is verified. I'll go into income verification in a second. But yeah, it's pretty quick. You can get it done in about funds to you in about a week, including your rescission period. Rescission period just means like anytime you're refinancing or you're getting a home equity loan or line of credit, you've got a 3 business day waiting period, and then the 4th day they fund. So I'm taking into account that period. No appraisals. So this is what's pretty cool. Yes, I have people who intelligently do this to build pools. Actually, if you go to What the HELOC, you'll see me in a video outside of my house where we actually used one of these to put in a pool, which is pretty cool. Pools, roofs, but then what we're talking about here is just debt consolidation, taking your high interest credit card, these rates, high interest credit cards, bills, and bringing them down to something that's manageable. How manageable? I mean, anything is, because there's no appraisal, there's no title, there's very, very few closing costs. Any improvement in interest rate is always a good thing, but I always try to knock them down in half. So if or more than half actually, I'll give you an example. Help somebody last week. They went from credit cards, I think her average was about 24%, and we took her interest rate down to just under 9%. So from 24 to 9, that's a 15-point reduction. And then when you have tens of thousands of dollars in credit cards, I mean, that monthly savings was just, for her, it was absolutely ridiculous. what do they say? Happier than a pig in mud. And yes, you know who you are. I'm still waiting for my case of IPAs. Thank you very much. So we know that they're fast. We know that there isn't an appraisal. We know that our goal here is drastically reducing your interest rate so that your cash flow just improves really, really drastically. As far as what type of home that we do this on, we can even do these on investment properties. So yes, we do them on primary residences. Lots of people do. Yes, we do them at secondary residences. Some people do, but almost nobody does these sort of any sort of HELOCs or home equity loan on investment properties. The risk is just too high. We can do that. So if you have an investment property, even a condo. So check this out. If you have a condo, then even if it can't be approved for Fannie Freddie or you can't get a loan on it, we can still do one of these HELOCs because they don't have condo questionnaires or anything like that. So you'd be approved for your condo. You're approved for your investment property, and kind of same thing. Get it done in about a week without an appraisal. What else should I share with you? I'm going to leave it there. Debt to income is a level of 50, by the way. And what you do is we actually just connect your bank statements. Even if you have a couple people have had trouble because they're small business owners and they're going through business bank statements. Most of these lenders don't do business bank statements, but I actually have one that will. So it's a little bit different process. It is a fully underwritten, so it's more like a month timing instead of a week, but we can still get it done with business statements. I do regular mortgages all the time for folks who own businesses. They write off freaking everything. It's very smart. I do the same thing. So everything looks great until they go to get a mortgage. And then when they get the mortgage, then somebody like me looks at it and says, wow, your returns show you make nothing. Your W-2 show you make nothing. But then they say like, hey, but I bring in so much money in my bank statement. So fantastic. We'll just use that, but we'll just use a different lender for it. So as you can see, we're pretty flexible, really, really creative. And if you're in a position where you've just got these bills or these credit cards that are through the freaking roof, then give us a holler. You can either email me. Again, my name's Jason. I run the show over here. You can either email me, jason@keyhomelending.com, or you can go to www.whattheheloc.com. And man, I'll do my very, very best to help you. And on our first call, we can explore it. We'll go down the rabbit hole. Won't have to run your credit. We'll normally just do a soft pull to see what your score is. And then if everything makes sense, then we'll rock and roll. And again, we'll get you in. We can get these things closed and funded very, very quickly. All right, this was 8 minutes, which was longer than I thought it would be, but I always end up rambling. So thanks so much for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if I can help, you know how to reach me. Take care.